Hello, and welcome to the PCS Technology Podcast, our forum for discussing technology and security topics. My name is Matt Blatz, and I'm the Director of Sales and Partnerships here at PCS.
And my name is Ryan Rowbottom, and I'm the Incident Response Manager.
We're here today to discuss PCS CIRT, our Critical Incident Response Team.
With the PCS Critical Incident Response Team, we have assembled a group of talented and experienced engineers that are utilized for short duration recovery engagements. We can be your virtual or in-person boots on the ground to augment your existing IT staff day or night, every day of the year. We offer the services needed to help businesses and organizations when they need them most during their most vulnerable cybersecurity emergencies. About 3 years ago, we received a call from one of our best partners. A client of theirs in New York was breached, and they needed some local hands to help. They realized we, as a managed service provider, were uniquely positioned to deliver quick and experienced assistance. That one call, one time, got us in the business. PCS identified a need in the industry for assistance with implementing the containment and recovery objectives resulting from a cybersecurity incident. We quickly discovered that by inserting our engineers into the recovery process, we could shorten both containment and recovery timelines, providing a service and calming presence that is vital to the successful recovery from any incident.
Now, Ryan, I believe you're being a little bit humble. I mean, this is the cream of our crop. This is the SWAT team that we send in 24/7, 365, holiday, weekends. These guys or this team are available to be there for you during these breaches at an unbelievable pace, and they really get in there quickly.
It really is. Our team is very dedicated to helping these businesses and these clients recover from these incidents. As you can imagine, this is usually the worst moments in their professional lives.
Yeah.
And we try to bring experience and calmness based off that experience to help guide them through that process and get them back online as quickly and safely as possible. Recovering from a ransomware incident is a complex, multi-organizational effort that, depending on the size of your infrastructure and IT team, could span weeks or even months. IT teams are quickly overwhelmed and often face a situation unique and new to them.
Honestly, these internal IT teams are freaking the hell out, running around with their hair on fire.
Matt, you really couldn't be more correct. The PCS Critical Incident Response Team integrates and augments your existing IT team, providing the experience and knowledge required to respond to a ransomware incident. In addition, our familiarity with the legal teams, forensics firms, and ransomware negotiators allows us to work quickly and efficiently alongside them to shorten the recovery window.
Well, hackers in our industry are actually called threat actors. These are essentially terrorist cells that are operating globally around the world. They operate just like your business, so whereas when you get a breach or a ransom, they want you to respond.
Yeah, and it's important not to without getting help first. So engage ransomware negotiators, engage legal counsel that's familiar with navigating all the challenges of these incidents, because at the end of the day, there are professionals on the other side of the fence.
Right.
And they want to extort you, they want to get as much money out of you as they possibly can, and they want to scare you into paying them. An experienced ransomware negotiator can help drive down the cost of that ransom payment if it's unfortunately necessary,
Right.
and can help guide you through communicating with these threat actors to ultimately prevent them from doing any more damage than they already have.
In most cases, they actually will not have to come out of pocket, as long as they have a cyber liability policy. Now, that we have experienced some clients where they don't have a cyber liability policy actually in place, and unfortunately, yes, they are coming out of pocket, and it is a high cost. So in some instances, we actually have seen businesses actually close. But in most cases, if you have a good broker and insurance carrier, you will be covered by cyber liability. The cyber liability policy can be of all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, and really a good policy will cover the forensics and incident response group, the legal counsel, recovery services, the ransom payment in some cases, and even your business interruption costs.
Right.
From being down. If your business is down for 4 days, that's a loss of revenue that you would never get back without that policy.
Absolutely. So you definitely want to be talking to your broker regarding your cyber liability policy to make sure that's all buttoned up. Because in the worst case, you do not want to have a breach and not have a cyber liability policy.
There is a seemingly never-ending, ongoing battle between security professionals and threat actor groups. However, there are measures organizations can take that are both effective and not cost prohibitive. Reviewing and updating your password policy. Implement more stringent policies for accounts with privileged access, and avoid using passwords for multiple devices and services. A password manager is a great way to generate and store unique passwords and helps avoid password fatigue and overuse. At the absolute minimum, apply multi-factor authentication to all devices and accounts utilized for remote access to your environment, including email. Ideally, MFA should really be implemented on all accounts related to your environment. Patching is especially important for those still running on-premise Microsoft Exchange servers. It's absolutely critical to regularly check for and apply updates to your software, paying special attention to updates that address critical and zero-day vulnerabilities. Do not place all of your trust in a software tool or recurring process. Audit your infrastructure and spot check for software and firmware versions. And finally, think before you click. More than 90% of successful cyber attacks start with a phishing email. Do not undervalue cyber awareness training for your staff.
Honestly, folks, if you're operating out of business and you're not using multi-factor authentication to log into your computer each day, go look into the mirror and slap yourself in the face, because it is one of the most easiest, basic, cost-effective ways to protect your network.
Passionate and well said.
Steps taken after the remediation of an incident can be just as important as the incident response effort itself. Often, an incident will uncover improvements that must be made to the IT infrastructure to prevent a reoccurrence. Our team can help your IT staff work to complete Active Directory hardening, email migrations, multi-factor authentication, and other measures necessary to strengthen your environment against future malicious attacks. And thank you for joining us for the PCS Technology Podcast. I'm Matt Blatz, Director of Sales and Partnerships here at PCS.
And I'm Ryan Rowbottom, Incident Response Manager for the PCS Critical Incident Response Team. And always remember, if you're facing an incident, call PCS CIRT. We're here to respond, contain, and recover.